What's happening, guys? Kenny here again, and today I've got the same kind of video with a different setting here. Yes, that's right, I'm in my truck and I didn't have a lot of time to do this video, so as you can see, I went surfing today. Finally, we had some decent waves, so I've been surfing and I wanted to give you guys this first impression, so I just decided to do it here in my truck. And it's gonna be on this guy. That's right, guys. I got myself one of these Spyderco Shaman, however you want to say it. This is the M4 BladeHQ exclusive with natural G10, jade G10 scales. And yes, these are contoured. And yeah, really nice, guys. So my first impressions of this guy when I got him out of box, I was pretty impressed, guys. This guy looks really good. The fit and finish is excellent. The finish is pretty awesome. The only thing, I do have some gripes, guys, and you pretty much know what they're going to be if you've seen others' reviews on this. But yeah, there's just a few things I would definitely I would change. But as far as the action, guys, pretty smooth, pretty sweet. These were $199 when they came out. I'm sure they're much higher now, but yeah, excellent action. And I don't see a lot of guys talk about this on this knife, but this little section here, really nice for front flipping. So that's something I haven't really seen people talk about that much, but yeah, it's really nice, very smooth, perfect example of an compression lock. But I know that everyone kind of knows about this already with the Shaman, but yeah, kind of ridiculous that Spyderco let this thing leave the factory like that. But I mean, it's already been, you know, talked about a lot, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. The one thing I'll say is I do move my finger at the last second and it does close all the way. So once you get the timing just right, you can get it to close all the way. It's not that big of a deal to me, guys, but if I decide to keep this knife, what I'm going to end up doing is removing that nub. I mean, I'm not worried about like going up onto the blade if I'm choked up, so I'll just remove that nub. And what I'll also be doing if this becomes mine for good is I'll be probably dyeing these scales. Since I have so many jade G10 scales, I'll probably just dye these scales. I don't know, I'm gonna surprise you guys on the color, but and then I'll also probably do a patina on the blade, like a nice dark patina on it. So yeah, those are two things, or three things I'll probably be doing to modify this knife. I'll also probably be cleaning up the chamfers. It's pretty nicely rounded, guys. It's not bad. It's not like a Tai Chung or anything like that. Jimping's really good on both the underside and the top of the blade. Very nice. Ergos are really nice, guys. First time I grabbed this thing out of the box, I was like, yeah. Really nice ergos. It's the contour G10 is really nice, and the way this kind of drops down and swoops between, like, kind of palm swell in the grip is really nice. The one thing I'll say, and I know other reviewers have talked about this, Jack Farmboy talked about this in his, but this G10, guys, it's kind of sharp. It was something I noticed right away. As far as finish goes, they could have really chamfered this G10 a little bit and really knocked that edge down, and it would have been a lot more comfortable in hand. And that's one more modification, probably my fourth modification I'll be doing, is just hitting these with a file just to smooth it out a little bit. But other than that, guys, this is a really nice example. I really do love it. There is the slightest bit of back and forth play, which I can't really show you because I got one hand on the camera right now. But Yeah, there is the slightest bit of side-to-side play with this free dropping action, which I'm sure I can fix with just some adjustment there. But yeah, really nice, guys. Perfect example, really, except for that little bit of play and obviously this. But I mean, I think that's the way it is on all of these. I notice it more in the choked up. I notice this, how sharp this is right here. And the other thing about the fit and finish, I should just say the fit, is you see how that's not flush? Kind of weird in my opinion, and it's still kind of sharp on those corners, but I don't know why they didn't line that up and make it flush. I mean, I know why, because it's much easier to do this, and then you don't have to worry about it being, you don't ever have to worry about someone saying, oh, your fit's bad, because you got a bunch of play there, you got a bunch of give. So if this isn't perfectly flush, no one's going to say anything because it's never perfectly flush. But I think that's kind of a cheesy way to kind of cop out, like a little bit of a cop out there on Spyderco's part. Like, dude, make it flush. Make it really comfortable. And you actually do notice it at the back. You notice it where if that was flush, you wouldn't even feel that ridge. But it's really not bad. It's definitely good in hand. I did do some cutting with this thing, and as far as the geometry, guys, look how thick that blade is. As far as like the geometry behind the edge, it's not amazing. I think I'm gonna say, like, I'm gonna guess it's right around like 20 to 22 thousandths behind the edge, but we'll see when I put some calipers on it. Yeah, but for the most part, guys, I actually do love this knife. I actually kind of do love the Shaman. I'm surprised a little bit because it took me a long time. I wanted this thing for a long time, but I could never get past the $200 for S30V and G10. So I just couldn't do it. And then finally I was kind of waiting for them to come out with a Sprint. And finally this came out and I was like, yep, happening. And I'm glad I did because it's an excellent knife, guys. And this is definitely one of the better, I mean, I love the Para 3 and the PM2 as well, but this is a really nice compression lock, really good example, except for the nipple that they got hanging out there. Yeah, this is like a J-Lo nipple or something. But anyways, really nice knife, guys, and I would suggest it as long as you're okay with those little things I told you about. It is a very large knife, and an example, let's go ahead and bring out the other guy that was my carry today. Yeah, guys, the other new one. I did want to add some things to that first impressions from yesterday. This knife, some things I didn't talk about in the first impressions that I feel like everyone was probably wondering about. Yeah, on this example, guys, I got about 30% lockup. Hitting it pretty hard there, guys. I do not have any problem with the lockup on this guy. Solid. And as far as side to side, absolutely none. This thing is rock solid, perfect centering. I did talk about the centering, but it's a really good example, guys. Absolutely no slip on the lock. No stick on the lock. Perfect example. Does have a lock bar insert, and it really is perfect as far as the lockup goes. Yeah, it's really nice as far as that goes. And look at the fit, guys. Look how close that blade is in there. It's really tight. Everything's really nice. You see how close that blade is to the scales. So they got a really tight tolerance there, and they nail it. They nailed it on this one. Yeah, it's a very impressive fit and finish on this one. And detent. Oh my. But yeah. Anyways, I'll give you guys a bit of an example as far as the size goes on this Shaman, whatever. Shaman. Pretty much the same size and weight. So if you guys have a 0562, you know what to expect from the Shaman. I think the blade stocks are relatively similar too. Again, guys, sorry about the lighting and the fact that I'm on my lap here. Pretty much the same blade stock. ZT is a little bit thicker, I think. I don't have the numbers right now, so maybe I'll add that in after. Anyways, yep. As far as I'm concerned, this one probably is going to be a keeper. And I'm probably going to do some really cool mods on it. Make this thing a very unique shaman. And then if anyone else wants their shaman done like mine, yeah, maybe I'll come up with a charge that makes it worth it for me, and I'll modify your guys's. So anyways, have a great day, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your subs, your likes, your comments. I appreciate it all. And see you in the next one.